All right. Really proud of our football team tonight. This was a tough week. Coming off last Saturday, that was obviously, to say the least, a tough loss last Saturday to LSU, and really proud of our guys and how they responded and went right back to work on Sunday. Had a really good week of practice, and it's a testament to them. I mean, life is about disappointments, and we certainly had a bitter disappointment last week, but our guys responded the right way, and we do a optional pregame chapel for our players at the hotel before games, and Pastor Charles Jackson gives the message each week, and the thing he talked about today was anytime there's a setback in life, that's a set up for a comeback. And we certainly had a setback last week, and the way that we prepared set us up for a great response, comeback, whatever you want to call it, this week as well. Appreciate the fans, certainly. I told a lot of recruits that were here before the game that obviously last Saturday was epic with the atmosphere, but it says so much about Gamecock Nation that we have a non-SEC game the week after a tough loss at home. And what do? We sell the thing out, and that place was rocking in there tonight. And so appreciative of our fans. Saturday mornings, we stay at a hotel the night before games, like I said, and Saturday mornings I always get up and go for a run. And there's a little neighborhood right near the hotel where we stay at, and was running through there this morning about 8 a.m. and at 8 o'clock in the morning, I wrote it down. It was Woodland Hills Drive, so I don't know who these two guys are, but whoever lives on Woodland Hills Drive off Bush River Road. Two little kids out in the yard this morning at 8 a.m. just hanging out in the yard wearing their Gamecock jerseys already, and told the team that before the game. And you can say it sounds cheesy and all that. It's a testament to what college football is about, and a testament to how amazing our fan base is. That, those guys, I told our team before the game at the hotel that people come and see us play on Saturdays, and it's the highlight of their week. And it was a great reminder for me this morning at 8 a.m., running past that front yard and seeing those two young guys out there in their Gamecock jerseys at 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning. Couldn't wait for kickoff tonight. Hopefully they were here in the stadium, but a lot of people that come and watch our guys, and that's what we talked about, is just making sure that we play us to a standard and play in a way that makes everybody that comes to see us proud as well, and thought we did that in a lot of ways tonight. Again, thanks to our fans. They were amazing, and appreciate them. Early on, had to adjust. We knew, I've got a lot of respect for Coach Moorhead, their head coach. We knew we'd have to adjust to a lot of new stuff offensively. They would show us some new formations. He's a brilliant offensive mind, and I thought we did that. Really proud of the way that we started the game. Was not happy with the way that we finished the first half. Really disappointed in that, to give up a touchdown when we're in position and don't play the ball great, and then to have a nice 2-minute drive going, and we're going for it on fourth down, and we fumble the quarterback center exchange, and was really excited about the way that we played in the second half, because we've had some games in my time here where we got up early against a non-conference team, and then all of a sudden I think we relax and we start screwing around, and next thing you know, it's a dogfight in the fourth quarter. And that was not the case tonight. For us to come out in the second half and outscore them 28-0 was great to see. Really cool to be able to get so many young guys in that game, walk-ons that have given so much to our program, and be able to get them out there and see them having fun, and see our teammates, the older guys, the starters, cheering them on. Is what it's all about. Can't say enough about Robbie and the way that he played and prepared and performed tonight, and then everyone around him as well. A lot to clean up. We did a lot of really good things tonight, don't get me wrong, but a lot of things that we have to clean up as well. But told the team on Tuesday that the key for us this week was to not let it linger last Saturday. That was the number one key to the game, and for us to get better this week, and thought we did that. Off week is coming at a good time. For sure, to be able to get healthy. And then obviously we've got a big opportunity coming in here in 2 weeks as well. Injury-wise, I think we're okay. Len Norris, he did practice. I didn't lie to you guys. He did a little bit in practice each day this week, a little bit more each day. We just got to the end of the week, and he wasn't moving great, and didn't think we needed to put him out there tonight in any circumstance. We expect he'll be fine next week. Rocket's got a little bit of an ankle. It's nothing long term, we don't think at all. Gage Jared Brown, from last week. a little bit of an injury that he never quite recovered from this week, but he should be good to go next week. And then we lost Monkel Goodwine for a little bit at the end of the game tonight, but don't think it's anything long-term with him. Best of luck to Akron as they go throughout the season. Questions?
Shane, how much confidence do you have if something were to happen with Lenore's recovery that Robbie could go in there and not miss a beat, so to speak?
Did I or do I? Oh, yeah, tons of confidence. I mean, he showed that tonight. I was just talking to Steve walking down the hall. I mean, I knew he played well, but holy smokes, 243 yards passing and 133 yards rushing. That's pretty dang sporty. And did some good things. There's, I'm sure, some plays he'd like to have back for sure, but I thought he prepared the right way and performed really, really well tonight.
Yeah, Shane, going off that, I mean, how much better do you feel about your quarterback situation after tonight, being able to see Robbie go out there and have a great start, and then even Davis Bevel got in there and threw a touchdown. So how much more confident do you feel about these guys being able to step up if anything were to happen to Lenore's?
Yeah,
again?
a lot. I've said all along that I felt like we had multiple quarterbacks that we could win with. When we named Lenore's the starter, it wasn't like Robbie lost the job. We felt confident in Robbie, and that's why we've tried to get him into games and in regular situations. Rick, you don't like what I say anymore? Or? Oh, okay, you're fair enough then. All right, appreciate it. Do you need to get a question in?
Hey, Coach Tanner said he had.
Yeah, I bet he does. No, but I've said all along that we feel like we have multiple quarterbacks, and Robbie did a great job tonight. He took a step for sure, and I thought nothing against the way that he practiced, but I thought he played a lot better than he even practiced this week as well. He looked very poised and calm, and really proud of Davis too. He's been on quite the journey in his college football career, and for him to get in there, he's an awesome teammate. He's so supportive and a great, confidant, whatever you want to call it, to Lenoris and Robbie both, and for him to be able to get in there tonight, make some throws, and throw his first touchdown pass since 2021, I was told in the locker room, is pretty cool for him. So a lot of confidence in that quarterback position.
How much of Robbie's success tonight do you attribute to the scheme, maybe going to what his skill set is, or how much of it is he just had a whole week of getting the number one reps?
I think a little bit of both. I mean, it wasn't like we changed a ton of what we were doing on offense with him in the game. I mean, game plan wise, we probably had less passes in the game plan than what we typically have with Lenore. So that's not to say that just Robbie's not as good a passer. It was just we really wanted to lean on the run game tonight. We played with a lot more tempo tonight, trying to go fast and not give them time to get lined up. So that was a little bit of a new thing for us as far as the tempo. Not new, but just new this season as far as that much tempo. So I think it was a combination of scheme, being able to get the ball in the perimeter, but also just the week that he had in practice and just getting more and more confident and comfortable with what we were doing. And then those backs being able to get in there and do what they did. Oscar had some good, nice runs tonight. It was great seeing Matthew Fuller and Jaworn and Juju. We're a better team when Juju's on the field. He did some really nice things for us as well. So I thought everybody took a step, and Robbie was a big part of that.
Got a lot out of Gage tonight.
Yeah.
2 catches for, I think, like 79 yards. And then
Yeah.
Nick had more targets tonight than he has in previous games this year. But in a game like tonight, what did you kind of get to learn about some of the wide receivers and pass catchers that haven't been maybe as involved in the first 3 games?
Yeah, I think those guys just continue to work. We started Gage tonight. There's great competition in that receiver room, and that's what I've been talking to you guys about since August, and it's really true. We felt like Gage had a better week of practice, so we started him tonight. And he hasn't been 100% healthy, and that's part of the thing holding him back. But all those guys, they just work, and Nick did some nice things tonight, and all those guys, but we're still a work in progress at that receiver position. There's a lot to clean up there, like at every position, but we've got guys that can continue to make one-on-one plays and make competitive catches, and it was nice to see them. I think they continue to grow in confidence and just continue to get better.
you hit on it a little bit, but once Rocket goes down, the rest of your backs obviously press into a lot of service. What was your overall assessment of your backs in general, and particularly Oscar basically becoming a starter midway through the first quarter?
Yeah, obviously hated to lose Rocket. That wasn't what we wanted to see, but we had a plan tonight to play those other backs more anyway. I think I mentioned to you guys either Sunday night or on the teleconference or Tuesday on the press conference, just we're not going to make a living with Rocket playing 50-plus plays every game. So we said that regardless of the score, regardless of how the game's going, we wanted to get Jaworn and Matthew some work tonight. Now, it happened a little bit quicker with Rocket going out, but we've got confidence in Oscar, and he came in and did a nice job. And certainly Jaworn and Matthew, I think both those young guys are going to be really big-time running backs here, and they showed flashes of that tonight. And then part of our game plan, too, was, to get Juju in there a little bit more, where he's kind of a receiver, he's a running back. Good things happen when the ball's in his hands. So I thought all those guys did a good job, and we've got to continue to find ways to get all those guys touches and keep them involved.
Coach, like we've mentioned, you had some starters out at key positions, but despite this, you still got a lot of what does it say about this program when your QB1 and RB1 go out, but you're still able to get a lot of good production, and just kind of what does that say about this program?
Yeah, that we've got depth, and everybody kind of has each other's back, and there was no panic this week in practice that when it looked like Robbie was going to be the starter and whatnot. So I feel like at every single position, at every single position we have more depth than we've had, and we've recruited well, and we've brought the right guys in from the transfer portal, and we've got a good football team where if we lose someone at a position, it's not a huge drop off, so to speak. We've got confidence in a lot of those guys, and it was great to be able to get a lot of guys experience tonight as well, so they'll be better going forward as well.
Coach, you guys were pretty aggressive tonight, went for it for 5 times on 4th down and the 2-point conversion early on. Just was that the game plan coming in, or was it more just opportunity presented itself?
Did I really? I guess I did. I didn't realize we went for it on 4th down that much. No, we wanted to be aggressive in attack. I wanted to be aggressive early, so we decided on Thursday, I think, that the first time we scored a touchdown, we were going to run that little, whatever you want to call it, play that Kai ran in on, something that we've been working for a while, and so we wanted to do that just to be aggressive the way that we wanted to play the game on special teams, offense, defense. We talked about it as a team that we wanted to be on the attack, and we weren't going to sit around and wait for something to happen. We really wanted to make it happen, be the aggressor early with the way that we were coaching the game. So it was by design. I think some of those 4th downs certainly were towards the end of the game where, I feel like, now that you say it, it makes sense. I feel like I told Dow tonight on the headphones, you got 4 downs more than I ever have here at South Carolina. Just we got a drive going. I thought like we were wearing them down, and touchdowns were going to be big, and really just wanted to send a message to our offense and defense both that, we're going to be aggressive, and if we don't get it on 4th down, defense, we're counting on you to put the ball down and have our backs.
Over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Going back to wide receivers in general, a lot of the talk, I feel like most of August and early on was just confidence is going to come in games, obviously in practice, but more so just Lenora seeing the ball connect with his receivers. So going into this bye week and with Ole Miss coming out of it, what are you doing to ensure that confidence and that connection is being built, even though Sellers missed today, and then obviously you have a week off?
Yeah, great question. Continuing to just work on the fundamentals at that position. I've worked on the practice schedules for next week already a few days ago before this week ended, just kind of planning what we were going to be doing in the off week, and certainly we're going to give our guys some time off at the end of the week, but we're going to practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and those practices are going to be not resting up but getting better. And particularly in the passing game, we've got to continue to be able to, run the ball anytime you can line up and run it for 53 times for 273 yards, you're probably going to be successful. So we've got to continue to get better at that. There's no question about it. But as that passing game comes along, it'll really, really, really help us, obviously. So from our standpoint, it's just continuing. I think Mike's doing a great job with those receivers and getting them better and just working with them from a fundamental basis and technique. And then we've got to do in practice, giving them plenty of opportunities to throw and catch, and we'll get a little bit of Ole Miss work this week in practice, but it'll be a lot of, South Carolina work, getting ourselves better for sure.
You mentioned the LSU game to start today. You guys go into the bye week 3-1, but that loss is still there. Are you feeling content right now? Like, what are your thoughts as you guys go into the bye week?
Content? No. I'm mad that we're not 4-0, and that's a whole nother story that we'll talk about at the end of the season. But certainly, I think if anything, we learned from last week, and certainly that was a really, really, really tough loss. I've moved on, but my wife will tell you I was watching the TV copy of the LSU game Thursday night at like 10 o'clock at my house, just still thinking about things and things that I could have done better in that game to have helped us as well. I think if anything, though, Jordan, it was just realizing that loss last week, there were so many things in that game that we brought on ourselves that if we had just been better, it doesn't even come down to the end. And knowing that we have to clean ourselves up, if you will, in order for us to get where we want to go. And I thought our guys attacked this week of practice the right way. And when you put so much into something like that game last week, there's a lot of disappointment. There's no question about it. And certainly Sunday was tough around our facility, and Monday's an off day, and Tuesday, I'm not going to lie, we walked in the team meeting Tuesday morning at 8 a.m., and there were, I don't want to say long faces, but you could still tell there was a lot of disappointment and realizing that there's nothing you can do about that LSU game anymore. And I'm like the quote machine tonight. I think I used this on my radio show, but I read this on Thursday morning, and it's great that the most successful, you were at the radio show, you heard me, the most successful people in life are the ones whose dreams and goals are greater than their memories. And to me, it makes a ton of sense. The most successful people in life are the ones whose dreams and goals are greater than their memories. So I told the team, if our memory of the Kentucky game and how well we played, or our memory of the disappointment of the LSU game and how we let that one get away in a lot of ways is greater than the goals and dreams that we have in front of us, and we're in trouble. But if we continue to just focus on what's in front of us and keep getting better, then we've got a chance to do some special things and learn from that LSU loss. So we've moved on. Nothing you can do about it right now, but we better have learned from it where we don't, get ourselves in situations like that again with some of the self-inflicted things that we had last week against those guys as well. Thank y'all. Have a great night.